Hey YouTubers, how's it going? It's Alicia again. Look, I'm going to be doing my testimony on this video. I'm actually going to do it in 2 or 3 segments, however it's going to work out because the uploading's sort of not working if it's like over 15 minutes. So we're going to have to do at least like a 10-minute or try and do an under 15-minute video of each one. So here we go. Here's my testimony as I promised about how I came to Jesus. And man, how he saved my life. So first and foremost, a bit about me. Well, my family, look, I haven't come from a Christian background. No one in my family knows God at all. And that includes my immediate or outer family. I don't know anyone who has ever known God really, to tell you the truth. So I'm the only one, and I did get ridiculed for it and pretty much persecuted, like almost every day. But look, as Paul says, just rejoice because you know that the kingdom of heaven is truly yours, because you know, for the world hated Jesus first, before men. Anyway, I should say, yeah, if you're a follower, as Jesus said, the world will hate you because it hated me first, in other words. Anyway, it all started when I was a kid. As I said, didn't grow up with anyone, you know, that acknowledged God or even knew God. And when I was a kid though, however, I did speak about God a lot to my mum. And I remember doing so, and my mum would always get freaked out. She'd be like, Alicia, who's been telling you all this stuff? Excuse me, I can't edit things out. Alicia, who's been talking to you about God? You know, he's not real, you know. And I'm like, yes, he is, you know. He's real and he sees everything. And she'd get really worried and she couldn't understand where I would get all this stuff from. Anyway, it wasn't until I, you know, got to primary school. Well, I was in primary school then as well, but it wasn't until about, I think, grade 3 or 3 or 4 that Jesus actually revealed himself to me through religious education. In Australia we had this religious education called RE. It was an extra subject, but it's now banned in schools now because it offends people, you know, this offending thing that's happened, this offending movement that's happening these days. It offended people, so it got banned at most of the schools. I think it's banned in all schools now. Anyway, what happened was, I was in primary school. I had a really hard time in primary school. I got bullied. I was an easy target. The good thing was that I was learning about Jesus, and I loved learning about him because it made me feel so accepted and actually loved, and actually accepted, because I was never accepted at school, and I didn't feel love anyway from anyone rather than my parents at that time. And but then again, I just didn't fit in anywhere really. I just felt like I couldn't fit in. Anyway, what happened was I get bullied at school. I couldn't stand up for myself. I didn't know how to stand up for myself, but God is mighty to save, isn't he? Because he actually fought all my battles. I can't explain the phenomena, but it was like every time without fail, someone picked on me. For an example, I've got 2 good examples. Someone picked on me, and one of the girls, she was picking on me and calling me names and all that, turned around and she twisted her ankle straight away, with no question. The next girl, I know when it happened, it was another time, she picked on me so bad that she ran into a tree branch, like, straight after when she was walking away. Little things like that, it just always happened, and God didn't reveal it to me like until recently, and you know, since becoming a Christian, he was fighting my battles for me. And I didn't need to do anything. And he also told me, you know, back then he did reveal himself to me, but he wanted me to seek him, and but as we all know, God works in mysterious ways. I can't explain why he'd want me to, you know, do the things that I, you know, have the things that happened to me, have the things that I went through to get to him. Because RA, as I said, was cancelled. I was still in primary school, going to high school, and I didn't have anyone to, kind of. I was lost. I wanted to know God still. I was like, oh man, I'm craving for God. After feeling that acceptance and love, through learning Jesus and about Jesus and God's Son. I mean, man, I need God. And when I was in high school. I was a teenager now, and it's sad because no one was really there to. Well, no one was really there to help me grow in my relationship with God. I was sort of lost. I realised that Jesus was God's Son, but I don't think I never really accepted him as my Lord and Saviour. It's the difference. I knew him, but I knew of him, but I didn't know him. I did not know him. I knew of him, but I did not know him. Like my personal saviour and friend. I didn't know him back then, but I knew God. I knew God existed. And teenage years, how the teenagers usually are, rebellion and all. Got rebelling against life, authority, and all sorts of things. And yeah, like my parents split up for a period of time, and I got heavily involved with witchcraft and Wicca. And man, I'll tell you that in the next segment. I'm going to finish it off there, but that was part one of God revealing himself to me. But I didn't know how to, accept God. Didn't know how to really accept Jesus. I didn't know what I didn't know back then that I knew now. But man, God works in mysterious ways for various reasons. And yeah, I'll tell you the next part soon.